Thank you so much. Hello, this is Carrie O'Donnell from Tarot Soul Writer, and all I can say to all of you is, wow, thank you so much. I have moved from about 915 subscribers to over 1,500 subscribers over one video, and all I did was ask the community, hey, do you think you could help me out and get me to 1,000? And you all said, hey, let's go. And I am so excited. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. So now, without much ado, let's get down to my messages for March 2024. Here are the cards that I had gotten for the general overview. All right, there's a lot of overlap that I was getting for March. I got something a little bit about Trump, but I started by getting some information about international dealings in March. And I do feel like there is something coming to, it's like all these different strands are coming together that help box in Trump completely. So let's start with what I received for messages. I get good news in March and a lot of action. There's some sort of good news, a coming together, an agreement that I'm getting sometime in March. This may have to do with the wars overseas, and it could be the Ukraine. This seems like the beginning of some agreements around land taken and occupied by the Russians. I will tell you this. Someone had asked about Putin. And again, I'm not getting something specific about Putin. I seem to be getting messages about the general situation. And what I do get, as I had gotten earlier in January, that there would be victory for democracy, that Ukraine is on the offensive and moving toward victory. And when I try to get information on Putin, it's as if he's not there. Isn't that strange? Just not there. Poof. I just don't get much from him. It's like he's absent. And this continues in March. It's almost as if his absence is leading to these concessions. And I think that's what I'm getting in March. For the first time, instead of accelerating the war, I'm actually getting them receding a bit. So maybe some land that they were holding on to as part of the Ukraine, they retreat a little bit. Ukraine gains some ground. That's the first thing that I'm getting. And there might be some treaties or agreements around that. And I do believe this is the beginning of some sort of a retreat. And I do get Putin MIA. That's just how it feels. So whether that's literal or something metaphoric, it's as if he's just not in the game. I'm also feeling the Israeli and Palestinian conflict around March. And I hadn't been getting any information on that yet. But this, I felt some agreements around this conflict as well. It might be related to hostages. I keep getting these water images. Water, water, water. I got that water boy image with Trump. And this time I was with Israel and Palestine, I was getting water images. And I'm wondering if it's that Red Sea into the tunnels, the seawater into the tunnels to clear them out. And I'm wondering if there's some sort of agreements about hostages before that happens. I'm not 100% sure what comes first. There's something with water, and it brings some sort of agreement between the two parties. It's like the beginning of an agreement, but it comes after water. So hopefully this makes sense after the fact, but I am getting that in March. I was also getting ET help, especially with the wars in Europe and Israel, Palestine. There seems to be some sort of ET intervention, and there's some sort of communication there. I did pull my crop circle card, and there just seems to be some sort of communication one way or another with leadership and the ETs. I don't know how that goes down. I'm not up on my ETs, but I was getting some sort of interference there for the better of humanity. And then the rest of the overview cards were mainly about Trump. I did get the idea of a removal. I'm going to say removal from a ballot in some states, or removal from the Republican Party, or removal from the nomination for the Republican Party. Removal. It's like he's gone. We're removing him from being in play. Now, I know of the rulings that have come forward that the court will be looking at in January, which I do feel like could have been the thing that I saw. There was some big news coming from the courts in January. I'm actually getting in March that whatever happens, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just Colorado. So if there's a removal from the ballot or some sort of removal in March, it's going to be from multiple states or from the party as a whole. I feel like for Trump, everything is going to be very real for him now. And I was getting the message that this could be the month in which he tries to flee. He's either thinking about fleeing, he makes an attempt to flee, he tries to make plans to flee. If he flees to a foreign country in any time period, it would be the month of March. So let's watch out for that. My gut is saying he always said, like, I used to always see the plans, but I never saw it successfully being carried out. But I think what I'm picking up is the energy in his mind. He feels like that's his out at that point, which makes me feel like if he's feeling that, he's going to trial, or he knows that the gig is up and he's going to jail and there's no way out. So this is like his last ditch effort to escape. There's a lot of crazy energy with the moon reversed. And I was getting words like blackmail and fraud. And this is going to come up again when I tell you about the Trump cards. But I do feel a lot that was hidden with Trump is going to come out in full force and in black and white, where most American people cannot deny it. Like, it's there. Now, we know the most extreme, because it's a cult, the most extreme of them will deny it. They will not see it. But there are those few that are their eyes will be open and they're going to see the truth. And with Trump's overall mental health, we're going to be dealing with a crisis point with him. Like, I get real madness, apparent to all, okay, like a psychotic break. Because I know everyone's going to say, well, we all know he's crazy. Like, this guy is always saying things that are crazy or mad. But this is different. It's not like calculated Trump talk. It's as if we really see like a break, something different that's going to come up in March. Again, with the female energy, the Queen of Wands and the Crone Wisdom. And I got that queen celebrating with her wand. It's funny that the card in the deck that I used was another woman of color, but I do get women are celebrating, women are taking control. The rebelliousness of February comes to a head in March, and I feel a political shift. Everybody in the government is on notice. They know they won't win. They have made a lethal mistake. I see powerful women stepping forward in March and taking control. And I still see that judge with their gavel and the country cheers. And then I hear, hooray. Now, I know that this is metaphoric, but I kind of feel that January 6th judge, is it Chutkin? I feel like she's coming down on him. She's going to make probably a very shocking ruling. She is going to, in some way, take control of his madness. And the country cheers. So this is positive news. The overall message from my guides and my team for March is to clear up personal disagreements with others. Listen more and talk less. Listen to those who are lost. Feel their pain. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. So I heard that quote that Jesus had said. Begin the process of healing. Conclusions are within reach. So again, I'm getting the sense that when all of this truth, these truth bombs come out and we see this madman for who he really is, like the emperor with no clothes, there are going to be some MAGAs who are lost, like really lost. After the violence, after the rebellion, like they're going to squash that overall, that darkness in February. They're going to get control. And then we see the truth. And for some of those people, they're going to be like lost little children. They're going to be besides themselves. And I think that the message is compassion for some of these people. Now, these are the cards that I got for Trump. The main theme for March and Trump, besides the madness and that he wants escape, is that he's running out of money. So I get assets may be seized. People are turning away. And I think what they mean is donors or people in the Republican Party, because I got that sort of split or removal from the Republican Party. He's not getting financial support. And I got him alone. I got him on an island. His international collaboration has fallen apart. Putin seems to be missing and Netanyahu seems to be neutralized. I got him alone on an island. So that's literally the image I got, like Trump alone on an island. I could see like the ocean and him looking for his international counterparts here, the people who he thought had his back, and they don't. He's not hearing from them. He's not getting rescued. And that's why I think his fantasy to flee to a foreign nation is going to fall apart, because I think at the end, the people who could have made that happen for him are gone. Like they have other issues that they're dealing with. They can't deal with him. I wrote, his power has diminished. His behavior is childish and petty. I do believe he says more things against that judge, Chutkin. But I saw her putting down her gavel. He will be neutralized. He will move between the macho, big man attitude to the victim. Poor me. I'm the victim. Everybody's against me. Information about his financial dealings will come to the public. I got these words: double dealing, extortion, embezzlement, bribery, thief, cheat, corruption, scandal, and ruin. I also got sexual encounters that are shocking coming to the surface. Now, I will say we know he's had many shocking sexual encounters. I mean, we had the porn star, we had the alleged rape that he was held accountable for, not criminally, but in civil court. So we know he's had some shocking sexual encounters. I actually got another level. And we'll just leave it at that. And we'll see what happens. But there is another level coming out, I believe, in that month. His polls crash. He is overwhelmed with his legal situation. He can no longer keep on the act. The cat is out of the bag, I heard. Everything is all right. Everything is all right. I get him saying, well, I see the house burning all around him. Everything's okay. Everything's good. Everything's wonderful. Like he's like losing it is basically what I see. There is a document that is highlighted This is either a letter or a communication of some sort that seals his fate. And I believe the public will know about that document. And this is the weird part. Drag queens, and they had on all they had all the costumes on, and they were sort of playing the role of a mime or a joker. And I saw them mimicking Trump and making fun of him and pointing at him and laughing at him. And they were very definitely drag queens. And then I get more of the water image with this card, the Rainmaker. More of those, more water again. And the water is falling, I'm hearing. And the seeds of January are germinating. Remember, they said plant the seeds. In January, they said plant the seeds and they're going to rise again in the spring. So it's okay. The rain in March, that spring rain is coming and those seeds are germinating. They are waiting for the sun. I feel Trump does have an exit point in this month, whether that's crossing over or whether that's traveling to a foreign country and trying to escape that way. There is an exit point that he could take advantage of, I believe, in the month of March. However, as I say that, I kind of feel like he's still going to be here. I feel like my guides are not showing me this as a given, but as a possibility. And my gut is saying, if those are the paths he could take, right now I don't see him leaving the planet. Or even leaving the country. Even if there's an attempt, they would anchor him back. So that's where I think the energy is going right now. That's just what I kind of feel psychically. But I do feel like there are multiple paths for him in this month. Like he could literally choose to peace out and leave the planet. What I hear at the end, this is like so grim, but I hear him thinking, I'm a loser, I'm a failure, and then I hear a drag queen laugh. And point. That's literally the end of my image. And that's what I get for March. It's crazy, but not as dark as February. It's like we're seeing justice taking hold, where we get the truth revealed. We have those pockets of domestic terrorism more under control. We are feeling as a nation that we are moving on the right path, a path of justice, a path to get our democracy in order again. And the world seems to be following suit. You're seeing the rise of Ukraine over Russia, and you're also seeing the decline of Netanyahu in Israel, which is changing the dynamic there. And again, strange thing, but I was getting ET interference or help with this. So it's as if the dictators are beginning to sink into the basement, is another image that I had, and democracy and truth rises. And that begins our spring as we round into April. So that is my March 2024 reading. This will be my last video before the Christmas holidays. I have to focus and get some things up and running around here, but I will be back after Christmas to give you the April forecast. Again, thank you for all of your help and support. And I do hope you stick with me here in 2024. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos with your friends, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.